All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. And it's been kind of quiet a little bit. Yesterday and today was kind of quiet. I hope you guys are doing good. Before we get started, by the way, man, that missing kid, Caden, or whatever the hell his name is, in Florida that was missing, was supposedly shot, and 4 Hispanics, and had a MAGA hat, even though the police retracted it. They originally put out a missing thing that said he was wearing a MAGA hat. Then they retracted it. All this stuff, whatever they said, he's found safe. I don't know if it was all BS. I think he should get charged and be held accountable. But I don't know. That's just kind of my thoughts there. But I hope you guys are doing good. I wanted to talk about this D4VD. I'm just going to call him David from here on out. About this story that people have been talking about a lot recently, where a body was found in the trunk of a Tesla. And not just anybody Tesla, is this big celebrity Tesla. So, and she's underage. And she's been missing since 2024, April. But I think the family knew about the relationship, but I guess they seemed like they were okay with it. I don't know. So let me give you a little bit of background on this guy. Give you some background. Oh, let me pull this up real quick. And then we'll get to some of the clips and details. I just want to wet my feet with this story. Oh, what did I have here? Got to have this up here. Story. Okay. So this guy's under an investigation after the body of a 15-year-old girl, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Hopefully you guys can hear me good and the music's not too loud. Was found. Her body was found in an impounded Tesla September 2025. The discovery followed Rivas's disappearance in April 2024, which she was known to be in a relationship with the singer, whose real name is David Anthony Burke. He hasn't been charged yet. Hasn't been charged. The case has fueled online speculation due to concerning social media posts and song lyrics. So he was born March 28, 2005, Queens, New York. Early career music began creating songs for his Fortnite montages on YouTube to avoid copyright strikes before finding popularity on TikTok. So he blew up on TikTok. And he has had breakout success. He gained widespread fame in 2022 with his singles Romantic Homicide and Here With Me. He recently released a debut album, Withered, in April 2025. And he was on tour when the body was discovered. And so the tour was canceled. Now, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, her hometown is Lake Elsinore in California. She was reported missing April 2024 when she was 13 years old. Her family had reported her as a runaway multiple times. Maybe that's why it wasn't taken seriously. Well, I see somebody in the chat saying that's a celebrity. Well, let me tell you, his first record deal was $100,000. His second record deal was $500,000. His third record deal was $3 million, and he was set to get a record deal for $6 million, but that didn't happen. Also, the company's holster and Crocs dropped him. He had some type of deal with Crocs. He was big, millions of followers, a lot of money. And so, April 2024, at the age of 13, reported missing, but she was a runaway multiple times. She was found in Hollywood, California, after meeting Burke on social media. She was identified through forensic analysis and a distinctive shush tattoo on her right index finger, which Burke reportedly also has. So they have matching tattoos on their fingers. 2022 social media exchanges indicate a relationship between Burke and the username Celeste. We're going to get into all the videos and messages and stuff in a little while. Burke released Romantic Homicide with lyrics later scrutinized. December 2023, a leaked song called Celeste, we're going to get to that too, suggested an earlier connection between Burke and Celeste. Early 2024, Celeste Rivas, who had previously run away to meet Burke, was reported missing again at the age of 13. We're going to get to her brother too. Celeste's brother talks a bit about this. The family supposedly knew about this relationship or association. September 8th, 2025, a body was found in Burke's Tesla at a tow yard. And by the way, it was dismembered. I think parts of her body are still missing. I have to confirm that. I just got into the story. It's like a lot of details. September 18, 2025, police searched the home where Burke was staying, and his representative stated he is cooperating. And I think the day after that search, he moved. He took all his shit and left. September 2025, Burke canceled his tours. September 25th, 2025, items were removed from his home. So that's some of the gist, the beginning pieces. Let me play you some of these news clips. It's pretty insane. But I honestly think that the parents accepted this. I think they kind of knew maybe this guy had a lot of money, but she was a runaway. They also said that her home life was not good.
Well, tonight, a growing mystery after a 15-year-old girl's body is discovered in the trunk of a Houston singer's Tesla in Los Angeles. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Daniela Guzman. Keith Garvin is on assignment. Well, KPRC2 News' Bryce Newberry joining me now in the studio tonight with how the singer is tied to Houston. Bryce?
Yeah, Daniela, the Tesla is registered to Houston singer David, spelled D4VD. He's been on tour since his abandoned car got towed, and investigators found dismembered remains inside the trunk. A foul smell coming out of this Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard last week led investigators to the gruesome discovery of human remains, now identified by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
She was very lively, and, at the time I wouldn't expect anything to happen to her like that.
Her neighbor is stunned.
Sorry, guys.
The young girl had been missing since last April, seen here in a missing person flyer, and last seen leaving her house in Lake Elsinore, California. The Tesla, registered to Houston singer David, whose real name is David Anthony Burke, had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, then towed for impounding. The 20-year-old singer rose to international fame in recent years, now with more than 3.8 million followers on TikTok. How Rivas ended up dead is still a mystery, and the LAPD tells KPRC2 News investigators don't yet know if a crime was committed. But the girl's brother told NBC Los Angeles she knew David, and she disappeared after going to see a movie with him, adding she would leave with him and he would drop her off in that same vehicle that was supposedly abandoned.
That's wild. And the same vehicle that imagine that's your family member, and for some reason, I guess the family's letting her date this guy, and the same vehicle who picked her up and dropped her off in, that's where her body's found, right?
This address connected to David, no answer Wednesday night. Neighbors telling KPRC2 News they haven't seen activity at the house in weeks. Rivas may have been dead for an extended period of time. How long inside the trunk of that Tesla isn't clear, but no one has been arrested. And tonight, David, who sings a song called Romantic Homicide, was scheduled to perform in Seattle, but that show has been canceled.
Romantic Homicide.
Is David cooperating with investigators right now?
Daniela, a spokesperson for the singer told NBC News that he's fully cooperating with authorities during this investigation. Tonight, we've also reached out to several of his relatives. They have not responded. His publicist and attorney also not responding.
Yeah, we know you'll stay on top of it, Bryce.
That. I also want to play some of this.
For 8/11 tonight, a Hollywood homicide taking a tragic twist. A young teen girl identified as the mystery person whose body was found stuffed in the trunk of a pop star's car. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell live in Hollywood tonight with the new revelations in this case. Amy.
Mark, a teenage girl found dead inside the trunk of a Tesla that residents say was parked on this street in this neighborhood for days. Now police still have a lot of work to do trying to determine exactly what happened and what caused her death. A tragic new twist in a case that has already shocked residents of this Hollywood neighborhood. Investigators say the person found dead inside a vehicle abandoned on these quiet streets was a 14 or 15-year-old girl.
It's devastating. It's devastating. It's scary. Did somebody just drop it off, or is it somebody from the neighborhood?
The body was discovered after the Tesla was impounded and hauled to a Hollywood tow yard last week. Workers noting the car was emitting a foul odor. Inside the front trunk, police found the teenager's decomposing remains. The Tesla is registered to the singer-songwriter known as David. David, whose full name is David Anthony Burke, has 33 million monthly listeners on Spotify.
33 million.
And a huge
33 million monthly listeners.
Following on social media. He's currently on a world tour. Neighborhood residents had seen the Tesla parked in the area, noticing the overwhelming smell.
We would walk by the hedges, and I'm like, the hedges always smell like something decomposing.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
And there's a lot of rats.
I don't think the car was reported stolen, no. And the thing is, I think the only reason the car was towed was because it had damage to the front. I thought I had a picture somewhere of the car. The car had damage to the front. I think that was the reason it got towed.
In here, but there was always a smell.
Investigators have identified the teenager but aren't releasing her name until family members are notified.
I mean, that's terrible. It's like, you know, predators? What's happening out there?
Now, David has a concert here in Los Angeles on Saturday.
Damn, bro. So let's get to some more of the details. Okay. So there was supposedly a song recorded, Celeste, same name as the teen girl found dead in his Tesla. It was supposed to be like an unreleased song. He had allegedly recorded a song that mentioned someone named Celeste. The track, a demo similarly titled Celeste, surfaced online Wednesday, September 17, just hours after Los Angeles County Medical Examiner identified the body. It's unclear and unconfirmed if there's any connection. Some of the lyrics, Celeste features like, "Be my Valentine," "I want to make you suicidal." These are the kind of thoughts that cross my mind just because. Other lyrics in the surface track include, "Oh, Celeste, the girl with my name tattooed on her chest." What? "So smell her on my clothes like cigarettes. Hear her voice each time I take a breath. I'm obsessed." And just the actual song there. I don't know if it's copyright. I don't know if I can actually play that, but so supposedly some unreleased track, but the online sleuth suggests the song may be making the rounds on the Discord servers before ultimately being shared on other social media platforms. Rivas' mother told TMZ that she had a boyfriend named David and had been missing for over a year. All right. Missing person flyer there. The next thing here, that was a song. The other thing too, there was these online chats that surfaced from Discord. David's 2022 chat with 11-year-old Celeste resurfaces, seemingly confirming romance after her body found in the Tesla and identified. Mother reveals matching tattoo and boyfriend named David. In the aftermath of the identification, Celeste's mother shared troubling details as she claimed that her daughter had spoken about having a boyfriend named David and pointed out that Celeste bore a shush tattoo, a design identical to the one David himself has. These revelations first sparked speculation that the artist and the teenage girl were romantically linked before her disappearance in 2024. The Discord chats have now only added suspicion. So here's not the best photo. There's better photos out there, but here's the shush on his hand, and she like a shush on hers. The Discord chats between both of these people go back as far as 2022. Screenshots circulating the Discord servers in October 2022 when Celeste would have been 11 years old. David is seen typing Celeste in here. Moments later, under a screen name, Celeste responds, "Hi, David Burke." Many point to this as the earliest digital trace of their connection. So you can see here some of the Discord chats back then when she would have been 11, which is crazy. Fans discuss him dating Celeste in 2024. Another viral screenshot from March 2024 shows members of his Discord community openly discussing his love life. One user wrote he has a girlfriend, while another added, "Pretty sure he's dating right now." When pressed further, one clarified, "Yeah, her name is Celeste." The casual remarks are now being cited as evidence that those close to him online already knew of the relationship. So you can see here the chats and the screenshots. If you guys could help me out with the like button, I'd appreciate that. Share the stream out. I'll take a look at that, Denise. Maybe after this stream, I'm not sure. Maybe towards the end, because I have a lot to get through, and I know people have been following this. A lot of people have. I kind of haven't. And so I figured I'd do this whole kind of like the whole thing as much as I can for people that don't know about the story, if they're curious about what's this guy, who is this, and what's everybody talking about. So in August 2024, months after Celeste went missing, a message surfaced where a user told David to drop the one drop the one with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez during a conversation about his music. The chilling reference directly links Celeste's disappearance to his work, deepening the suspicion around their ties. So August 2024. I guess I wonder if that was David tagging everyone. I'm in a song crisis right now. And somebody said here, drop the one with the missing girl Celeste Rivas Hernandez. That's crazy. Celeste's Discord presence. A screenshot of Celeste's Discord profile shows her as an active member since January 2021, carrying the role of number one fan within the community. The account remained active until early 2024, aligning with the timeline of her disappearance. How long has she been dead? Many people speculate she's been dead for quite a while, you know, when she was found. So yeah, no charges. They haven't even named a person of interest. A lot of people reacting to this. Let's see what else we got. Here's a better quality. Here's the shush right there. TMZ spoke with Celeste's mom last week. She told us about her daughter's tattoo, adding it was in red ink. The mom said Celeste had been missing for more than a year, but was suspicious of the Tesla discovery. This is her tattoo right there. Shush. Oh, that's Rihanna. Oops. Rihanna has one too. They say supposedly this is kind of like a common tattoo, I guess. These people just, I don't know, tattooing shush on themselves. The tattoo is not unique. Rihanna has it. Lizzie Lohan, blah, blah, blah. All these people. And this is interesting too. Okay, so check this out. As for David, we looked at the photos back in April through the beginning of August 2024, and he did not have that tattoo. The first photo you see, the tattoo on David, is from September 2024. David has been on tour for a while and has not been in Los Angeles for more than a month. The vehicle was not reported stolen. Somebody was asking for that earlier. The timing of the tattoo also is because somebody had kind of pointed out, is it this post here? Question, if Celeste's mom hadn't seen her in over a year, or in a year, and they got the tats in September 2024, how did her mom know that she had that tat to help ID her? I don't know exactly when they got the tats, but it's interesting that they can track back at least, I guess what did it say here? It said, April. Back in April, he didn't have it. In August 2024, the beginning of August 2024, and he did not. Oh, even August. So it's a recent tat. Interesting. Romantic Homicide, which is, I guess, one of his really popular songs. He talks about, is it right here? Check this out.
The interview causes him to look extremely guilty because he kept clarifying something that wasn't needed.
Where she died in the back of my mind. I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. In the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself. It was something that she did, it was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. It was really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind, you died.
We got you. It was a song at the time, and you didn't really mean that you were killing somebody, but I don't know, now you're caught up in this case.
That wasn't needed.
Where she died in the back of my mind. I didn't kill her physically, but in the back of my mind, she died. In the back of my mind, but then you think that I'm gonna say you died, but I say I killed you. So it's not like the thought of her is gone by itself. It was something that she did, it was something that I decided to do. And I killed her in the back of my mind. It was really more of a figurative I killed you, especially in the back of my mind. I try to stress that in the back of my mind. That's why I say it so loud. In the back of my mind.
Okay, all right, bro. Check this out, too. You guys got to check this out. This is more sus stuff. So there was this clip that came out, right? And it says it's a clip of David trying to get Celeste off the frame of a stream. So there's like this live stream going on, and he's there with this underage chick, and the camera starts to pivot, and just look at his body language. Wait, let me get the volume. There's Celeste. Oh, on camera. Don't be shy, man. Come on. And I feel like he kind of like distanced himself a bit from her. No. Oh, you're on camera, pimp. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. But it's crazy to see those videos and images of her. And apparently, Lil Tay says that this guy was in her DMs when she was 15. Wasn't my DMs when I was 15. It all makes sense now. Discuss it right now. Rot in prison, David. Lil Tay. Lil Tay. So, alleged footage of Celeste backstage with David's brother after David on show June 27, 2024. Let's check this out. Right there, yeah. That's crazy, dude. So at this time, she would have been missing. She was reported missing, I think, in April. So she's reported missing, and she's here going to shows, backstage, streaming, all this kind of shit. Wow. Mamma mia. This is crazy, too, if you haven't seen this. My gosh. How did nobody, trip out when this guy's footage resurfaced of David and Celeste on TikTok, where she calls him out on live for being a pedo? Check this crap out.
I media trained you. No, you didn't. That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
And it's like, I don't know if they didn't know the sound. Did they think they were muted, or I don't know what's going on?
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
She muted it after. She muted the mic after.
Really good.
Okay,
it's been a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
End stream. What do all these people know this shit? The people that are watching this guy? What the fuck?
Mwah, mwah. Oh my. Delete everything. Delete everything. Everything goes. Everything goes.
You are done. Nah, she's cooked. End stream. Canceled.
Everything.
And what was this? Twitch? Twitch is like the most... These people censor everybody that's against their political ideology, and they support all this terroristic stuff. But you got this guy over here. It looks like Twitch.
I media trained you.
No, you didn't.
That's controversial.
It's controversial of raping kids.
That's crazy, dude. That's wild. That's wild, man.
Really good.
Okay,
Okay, so we've watched that enough already. Okay, so this is kind of interesting too. So David's mansion is mysteriously emptied by movers as disturbing theory emerges about why he still hasn't been arrested. Why hasn't he been arrested? A lot of people are talking about that, wondering. Movers have cleared out a $4.1 million Los Angeles mansion rented by David, the singer at the center of the grisly murder probe of the dismembered teenage girl. The Daily Mail captured delivery crews hauling furniture and boxes from the Hollywood Hills home just days after it was raided by police. So cops come, they raid his ass. Everybody's looking at him regarding this girl, this underage girl. And he's just like, I'm packing up my shit out of this 4.1 million place. I think he was renting it. He was renting it, I think. And dips out. Rivas was reported missing from her home. We know that on May 2024. I thought it was April. When she was just 13 years old. Sources close to the girl claimed to the Daily Mail that she was in an illicit relationship with David and ran away to LA to be with him. The Daily Mail revealed earlier this week, Burke, who shot to fame on TikTok and performed on Jimmy Kimmel's show, abruptly broke his $20,000 a month lease on the luxury property, which is now at the heart of the investigation. And it was interesting because I believe that's the same property in the beginning of the stream that the neighbor was like, oh, we could smell decomposition or something rotting. A former federal prosecutor has since shared a disturbing theory about why no arrests have been made yet. This is the movers here, moving everything. Packing up, getting out. There's David. I'm surprised David hasn't been arrested yet, a former prosecutor had said. Whenever they find a body in your car, that's not good. And when it's been dismembered, it's even worse. And with what's and that's without considering everything else we've heard in the case. We could be looking at a minimum charge of statutory rape, kidnapping, and trafficking if she was indeed with him all this time and they were in a sexual relationship. So it's shocking to me that nobody has been arrested, but I expect that to change within a few days. While shocked, Ramani said he's not at all surprised by the LAPD's slow progress in making an arrest, because we know how California is. In his years working with criminal justice system, Ramani said that he has never encountered a police department that operates at a more pedestrian pace than the LAPD. Dang. In some cases, Ramani claimed it could take the department up to 8 months to prepare a report for a basic road or traffic accident. Obviously, this murder is a very different type of case, but I haven't dealt with a law enforcement agency as slow as LAPD. There's a lot of criticism, so I'm not shocked. All right, so the movers there. I think there was some other, there was more stuff on here. No suspects or persons of interest have been named publicly, and supposedly he's cooperating. When the discovery of Rivas remains was first made, a representative of the 20-year-old singer claimed he was helping the police. He has since retained a powerhouse celebrity attorney, Blair Burke, who has yet to issue a statement or respond to the request for comment. Sources close to the investigation told TMZ that detectives are currently piecing together Rivas's personal history in an effort to understand the circumstances leading to her death. The outlet stated that there's ample evidence that Rivas came from a troubled home. This is the girl that's missing, which may have triggered her desire to run away, which they say she's run away multiple times. Those claims match allegations by 2 of the Daily Mail sources who described Rivas's home as fractured and complicated. So her home life was not good. Maybe that's why she's run away multiple times. Maybe that's why she's doing all the stuff that she was doing. Those sources said Rivas had run away from the home numerous times before she vanished for good in May 2024.
Hello, Mel. Hope all is well.
Hey, thank you.
This case is very dark.
Thank you for the 15 months. Yeah, it's a weird, crazy case. Disturbing. I wonder what happened to her. And she was found one day after it would have been her 15th birthday. But appeared to have been dead for some time. So that's what people are saying. Who knows? They're trying to figure out, when did she die? How long has she been dead? Is that him right there who are posting that girl? Images screenshotted from Burke's social media pages show him with the girl who closely resembles the descriptions in the photos of Rivas. It looks like her. Wilding out. Her body was found dismembered and wrapped in plastic. Now, the thing I was wondering, I was trying to find out.
Thank you, Mel, and your mods. Purple heart emoji.
Elvis Gale, thank you. I don't know. I don't know if her whole body was there. So, yeah, the LAPD was called to a tow yard to investigate a foul stench emanating from the front trunk of a black Tesla Model Y that had been impounded on September 6th. The car was abandoned at Doney Place and Bluebird Avenue, only blocks from a 4-bedroom home rented by Burke's manager, Josh, where Burke had been living. Homeowner told the Daily Mail that Marshall signed the lease in February 2024, the same month Rivas was first reported missing by her family. Maybe they got a place together. She briefly returned but vanished again in May. Oh, that's how the whole thing. Okay. After last week's raid, Marshall asked to terminate the lease and has begun moving out on both his and Burke's belongings, both of their belongings. They decided to move out because of the ongoing circumstances. They didn't want to be there anymore. He said he had no idea who Burke was, or the owner, I guess, or that he was living at the home until the real estate manager told him about the raid. A removal crew was seen removing boxes. Okay. The home had been equipped with security cameras, so law enforcement should have plenty of footage to work with. Tesla Model Ys are equipped with multiple interior and exterior cameras, though it's unclear if investigators have recovered that. So a lot of people have been talking about that online. I saw about like the cameras, like I wonder how long it's stored in Teslas. Like how long these cameras. Let me see. How long is video? The Model Y has 8 exterior cameras, 1 interior cabin camera used for driver monitoring. These feed into the Tesla autopilot, recording, dash cam, and Sentry. Tesla does not keep continuous video logs on board by default. Video only saves if dash cam is triggered. Driver manually saves footage. Sentry mode, park security mode, detects motion or impact. These clips are stored on a USB drive plugged into the car's glove box port. Okay. Tesla can access footage remotely. Cabin and exterior cameras may upload clips to Tesla servers only when a crash or airbag deployment or certain autopilot FSD events occur. Otherwise, Tesla has stated video is stored locally unless the owner opts to Tesla Vision data sharing. Okay. Tactical, what's up? Thank you for the 5. His bodyguard is shady too. I wouldn't be surprised if David enlisted him to commit the crime. Oh, that'd be crazy. Oh. And so, yeah, he was away on tour of the Withered World Tour when the body was found. Sources told TMZ the car was never reported missing before it was impounded. So the car was impounded. Where was the car? I wonder where it was impounded from. The nature of Burke's relationship with Rivas. Oops. Sources close to the Daily Mail say that Burke had been in an underage relationship with Rivas. It's unclear when the relationship began, but one source claimed as early as when she was 12 years old. Rivas's brother also claimed his family was aware of their alleged relationship. He claimed she disappeared with Burke after he picked her up to go see a movie, and the pair never returned. The brother further claimed that Burke would often pick her up in the same Tesla in which her body was later found. Romani said the mounting case against Burke is staggering. There's so many possibilities that she died from other causes like overdose and someone tried to conceal it, but there's a lot of bad evidence in the case too. I mean, she was dismembered, even if she did overdose. Despite rumors, Celeste Rivas was not at the David concert. Debunked. This is he certainly has a type. When was Celeste's last sighting? When was the last time she was seen alive? So I guess they thought they saw her. They thought there was a reported sighting of her, and there wasn't. This is the home right here. The Hollywood Hills home, $20,000 a month. Living lavish, living the life. A lot of money. Neighbor claims that David and Celeste lived together in the house. They were pretty quiet. I never saw police there, and I didn't hear them partying or anything. Nothing wild. I was shocked to find out what happened. I didn't know he was a singer, but I knew he had a Tesla, and it was always parked outside. He was with the girl regularly all the time months ago. So maybe he had this Tesla parked on the property. Maybe that's why the neighbor had been smelling that smell. I don't know. He was with the girl regularly all the time. I recognized Rivas from photographs. I last saw them a couple of months ago. I'm not sure, but I thought they were just kids, like a couple age 18 or 19. I had no idea. It's crazy. Probably been dead for a while. This was another thing too. I guess this was kind of new. This was more recent news. David's mother was seen at a gun shop, and I don't think she was seen really walking out with anything, but she was spotted. She was wearing black tracksuit bottoms and a gray T-shirt with the word "Send nudes," okay, emblazoned across her chest. The mom of 3 was photographed glaring at her phone as she walked from the store. She was being chaperoned by a large bearded man in a white T-shirt. And in another shot taken moments later, Burke was seen outside the shop, pacing with a cell phone pressed to her ear. As she leaned against a stone pillar, her expression tense with a hand placed on her hip. So here's the mother. Here's the bearded guy. She was walking out of a gun store. Holding a manual instruction for a Delton AR-15. Mama's love. Both Burke and her 20-year-old son have been radio silent since investigators identified the remains. So they haven't said anything publicly. In previous interviews, David has spoken of how his mother was instrumental in kickstarting his career. Okay. Mama's love, man. And we know this whole story. He began sharing songs on SoundCloud before his breakout single, Romantic Homicide, went viral on TikTok. The song explores themes of heartache, detachment, and the death of a relationship. Look at this. Masked men guard David's LA rental home as movers empty the property. Damn. Security all over the place. I mean, I guess it makes sense to have security, but face mask too covered. John, I saw a video where she said she did. I think I still have it. Let me show you. The neighbor said, let's listen to it again. Where's she at? This lady right here, listen.
Following on social media, he's currently on a world tour. Neighborhood residents had seen the Tesla parked in the area, noticing the overwhelming smell.
Look at that. Neighbors.
Area, noticing on Spotify and a huge following on social media. He's currently on a world tour. Neighborhood residents had seen the Tesla parked in the area, noticing the overwhelming smell.
We would walk by the hedges, and I'm like, the hedges always smell like something decomposing. And there's a lot of rats around in here, but there was always a smell.
Investigators have identified.
Crazy. David has at least 2 younger siblings, and they haven't spoken publicly. All that stuff. The movers, decomposition.
Mode was actually activated on the vehicle, then it's doing a lot of recording of video footage from its 8 external cameras. And so if that was the case, then you'd actually have clips of the people opening the door, a clip of someone opening the trunk, and that could possibly be recovered by the police. Now, if Sentry Mode's not turned on, then it's not going to be doing any of those recordings. And what you'll get is recordings when the vehicle's in motion versus when it's stationary.
Do you think there'll be data that's retrievable about where it drove from before it ended up in its final resting spot in the abandoned street side prior to being towed? And will it register when that trunk closed for the last time?
Yes, it should. It's all a matter of whether or not that data is still on the car or if it's on the Tesla servers. As long as the memory stick that records all the videos hasn't been removed from the vehicle, because that is the only thing that a individual that owns the vehicle can actually do to wipe data effectively and quickly, is to pull the memory stick. And if you do that, that's where all the video recordings are stored for the Sentry Mode.
Is there a delete file? It's like, you know, if I can delete something off my computer, the police can still find it. Is it the same with the Tesla?
It all depends because of the type of memory that it's using. It's like a really fancy thumb drive, basically. And so if they get that drive out of the car rather quickly, then yes, there's a very good likelihood they can recover those deleted videos. But if they were deleted and then a lot of other videos were created after the fact, then they might not be able to recover them, such as the car sat for, say, 8 days, and the Sentry Mode kept activating after they deleted all the video footages, then there is a less likelihood that they'll actually be able to retrieve the video of the body being placed in the vehicle.
And I think you already mentioned that we will know when the trunk was last opened and closed, correct?
Yes, the vehicle does keep track of that, but it's a matter of whether or not the police are going to be able to get that information.
Meaning, will Tesla play ball, or will they have to subpoena Tesla?
Exactly. So the information is on the vehicle, but it's really hard to get off the vehicle. And on a 2023 Model Y, it's near impossible for anyone but Tesla to actually get that data off of the vehicle due to the encryption.
Okay. Somebody just sent me an email. This is kind of interesting. I don't know. So this guy told me that he got a Disney Plus ad for the chase, right? A chase that I covered recently. I think it was the one where I stood up and screamed because the guy got hit by a bearcat. He tells me that it was advertising ABC Morning News, and it was a short clip of a chase you covered. And yeah, I know you're broadcasting your content. However, it's definitely your voice screaming, yo, as the Tesla's pulling. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. That's interesting. I guess they got my voice in it. Okay. Sorry about that. Sidestep. ADD. So yeah, disturbing update. Celeste's mother's Facebook has resurfaced. When Celeste went missing February 2024, a post was made by a family member to raise awareness of Celeste's disappearance. A man left a comment asking Mercedes, the mother, why she was ignoring his text. This man claims that Celeste was found with a group of girls who had landed on an airport in Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. This man claims that the group of girls was there to be trafficked. This man was Facebook friends with the mother and other family members. Another woman commented on the same post saying that the mother never cared. It has been confirmed that when Celeste was missing February 2024, she was found in the Hollywood Hills. Could this have been nothing? I don't know. And then they have the screenshots. Mercedes. Oh, that was something else. I don't know why I have that there. Oh, this was this morning, too. This was kind of interesting. Supposedly, David Update, a Redditor, discovered a Tesla key hidden in the gutters by David's house. Unfortunately, he touched the key and tampered with potential evidence. Supposedly. I got to see if this is true. I don't know if there's any news reporting on it. No, I don't know. This is just I don't know if it's true or not yet. Okay. Oh, that was all the updates with that. Okay, here. This is interesting too. Private investigator shares information about David's Tesla amid Celeste Rivas'
Private
case.
investigator is revealing more details about the case of Celeste Rivas, whose dismembered body was found in the front trunk of David's Tesla. Steve Fisher is the name of the PI who was sharing some of his findings so far. Steve shared this lengthy message on Twitter along with photos of the car, the complaint report, and the vehicle impound report. This is the vehicle report that he shared. The report notes that there was a large dent in the back of the car, no mention of odor. And this is the vehicle complaint that he shared. Steve says that the initial complaint was called in on August 26th, and an officer first inspected and said
That's so interesting, and no mention of odor.
The car on August 27th. It was ticketed once again on September 3rd and then towed and impounded on September 5th. The car was not reported stolen at that time. Steve also says that the date of the odor complaints was September 8th. Someone pointed out that bodies usually start to give off an odor within 3 days. And
the trunk is weather sealed since it sits in front of the air filtration system in the vehicle. It was probably a slower decomposition process than expected because of the lack of oxygen and insects. It could have been somewhat contained until disturbed by
that it's weird that the officer and the tow truck driver didn't smell anything. And Steve explains that the front trunk of a Tesla is weather sealed since it sits in front of the air filtration system in the car. So he says that it was probably a slower decomposition process than expected because of the lack of oxygen and insects. As shown in this photo, there was a dent in the back of the car, which matches up with what one of David's alleged neighbors told the U.S. Sun. That neighbor said that they asked David about his Tesla as it was hit and he never fixed it. And he said David never really said what happened. So it sounds like this dent was there way before this entire situation. The same neighbor also told the U.S. Sun that he believes Celeste and David were a couple. He said that they were polite but kept to themselves and didn't really engage in conversation. Let me know your thoughts down below and follow me for more.
So this is they're saying this is new footage. This came out, I think this was yesterday this was posted. Yeah, yesterday. Update, new surveillance footage shows Celeste Rivas just a few weeks before she was reported missing in April 2024. I keep hearing February, I keep hearing April, I don't know. In Lake Elsinore, California. She would later be found dead. Okay, so let's see, this is video, I guess, of her running away. Frequent runaway. That says March 19, 2024. Same day. Oh, that's another angle of her walking away, leaving, running. Where's she running to? A car? Somebody? troubled kid or troubled home. Or rebelling, or all of it. It could be all of it. I don't know. I don't know why it made me think of that girl, Sophie. What's her name? Called us a long time ago. A girl from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Sophie something. Ran away too on video, never to be seen again, lured offline. That's for something else. I wanted to take a look at, let me see. Okay, we'll take a, oh, not that.
Among those who desperately want to see this case solved are her neighbors. In Lake Elsinore, our producer found this memorial that they have set up. Her neighbors, those who loved her in this town, maybe some who didn't even know her, but love her in death and want justice for her. This is the street where she used to live. And this is the growing memorial that has been built to honor her in death. It's also the street where presumably her family still lives. So likely they are seeing this. I mean, look at this. It's sort of surrounded by mountains.
Said she ran away from home at least 3 times.
Halcyon existence. It's about an hour's drive from Los Angeles. So yeah, I guess you could commute. Lots of people do. Or you could just decide to live in a quieter place like this. But we now know that Celeste didn't want to be here. She went missing from this town at least 3 times, beginning apparently in January of last year. That time, sources say she was discovered by LA police a month later in the Hollywood Hills, where David took up residence in a very expensive rented house beginning in February. Celeste also ran away in March, and then again for a 3rd time, the final time, in April. We know from a missing poster that was circulated back then that police were on the case. But you would think after the first incident, when they got her in the Hollywood Hills and brought her home, you'd think they'd know where to look when she took off a 2nd time, and then a 3rd time. When Celeste was in Lake Elsinore, she hung out a lot at this store. It says liquor store, but it's actually a liquor and convenience store, and the school bus actually stops right by it. So our producer decided to pay a visit and stop by to take a look, because this location is key in this case. It is key in Celeste's story, because it's one of the last known locations where Celeste was seen before disappearing the 2nd time in March of 2024. And it is also the place where her family came looking for her. The owner of the store remembers seeing Celeste often and reportedly gave her family video from his security cameras during one of the instances when she ran away and they came to ask him for help. Have you seen?
Yo, how do we have 4,000 people on Rumble? Whoa, where did you guys come from? Is that 4,000 or 4,000 views? What the hell? Is there 4,000 people there? What the? I don't think I've ever had that. I don't know. Wow, is that really 4,000 there?
Can you show us your video? You're going to hear a lot more about what was on that video in just a moment. So stay right where you are. And I want to be really clear about one thing.
I was featured at the top page? Wow. Holy shit. There's 46. There's more people watching on Rumble than Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. YouTube, you're slacking. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, YouTube. But wow. What the hell?
It has not been definitively proven that David and Celeste ever met at all. Though online videos and pictures and chats and conversations and live streams, they sure seem to prove and show otherwise. What is definitively proven is that Celeste had a boyfriend named David, and that the singer apparently had a girlfriend named Celeste. Let's also remember that David has not been charged with any crime. David has not been named.
Yeah, why? That's crazy. No crime still. I mean, maybe they're waiting for the autopsy. I guess they haven't gotten that back.
Suspect. David has not even been named a person of interest. And no one that we know of is in Entourage has been named a person of interest either. Mum's the word on all of it. But man, do I have questions. So earlier today, I reached out again to a colleague at TMZ, and TMZ has owned this story right from the outset. So here's some of my latest conversation with executive producer Charles Zadabaudier. So I was so excited when I saw some video that purported to be video of potentially Celeste in the balcony at one of his concerts over the summer, which would have given us some timeline. It just didn't seem to pan out, though.
Yeah, you know, I get why people online were really into this video and thought that this was going to be critical to the investigation. There is this woman, the video is David in concert from, it's either August 23rd or 24th. He had 2 shows in Silver Springs, Maryland. And there's a woman in the balcony who he actually acknowledges, looks up at her. She certainly could have been Celeste. It looked like it. And a lot of people immediately latched onto this. But we have been told by a source that is connected to the case that it is not Celeste, and therefore it doesn't do what we hoped it would do, right? That if this actually were her, then we would know that she was killed within a roughly 10-day period. At some point during those 10 days would have been when she was killed.
There is rampant speculation and theorizing and conspiracy theories online, and a lot of it has to do with pictures that people think are Celeste. And it's really clear to me that there are several different people in his world that look like her. For instance, the video of one of the songs has a girl who looks exactly like Celeste, the same hair, and it is not her. Her credit has a whole other name at the end of the video.
Yeah, we, you know, that was when we saw that rumor online. We looked at that video one day and broke it down. You know, we watched it backward and forward. We slowed it down. We froze on it. And really, people looked at it for a while and they're like, it could be.
It's 4,000 views, I think. That's what it means. 4,000 views.
Yeah, you know, it's, look, you have a Latina young girl with curly hair, and immediately everyone goes, oh, that must be her. That must be her, because everyone is wanting to make links here. And like, that's what happened with the video from his concert. Look, it's just hard to tell. And the reason, normally we can verify these things because you can speak to someone who knew, you can speak to a family member, you can speak to someone who was at the event, and those people have not been coming forward. And, you know, obviously some of her family members, her brother spoke to NBC here in Los Angeles, but not on camera.
And very early on.
And very early on. So it's just hard to find these people.
You know what, Charles? It's giving Idaho 4 vibes, because the entire University of Idaho shut down. Kids wouldn't talk. And that's not normal in our line of work. Kids always talk, especially teenagers and older teenagers and 20-somethings, they talk. But in Idaho, nobody, the police, the city, the university, the parents, everybody was locked down by the police and by the administrators, probably for good reason. It certainly preserved the prosecution. This might be what's happening here, that the players involved have been locked down by the police and told, do not speak.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that. It could be that they are getting, you know, legal advice from someone telling them.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys this clip too. Just see. Where's it at? Legacy on Twitter has some really good posts regarding this case. Legacy 23. I am Legacy 23. Criminal defense attorney Bernarda Villania, the hell, explains why the investigation death will likely take months.
News legal contributor Bernarda Villona. Bernarda, always great to have you, my friend. So first, now that we have some new information about the victim, as Kena was reporting, including that matching tattoo, and a lot of people are talking about this, what do you make of that tattoo, and what could that signal to investigators or even prosecutors? I mean, what do you think happens next?
Well, let's be clear. What investigators are doing is that they're trying to do a deep dive, trying to figure out when was the last time that Celeste was actually spotted? When was the last time that she was seen alive? Where was she seen alive? With who? And what was going on? What were the circumstances? Because while her family reported her missing in April of 2024, we know that an entire year and a half has passed by. So has no one seen her? Also got to take into account that the internet is doing what the internet does, where people are doing their own investigation and are trying to spot her in videos that she may have been present at several concerts, but that hasn't been confirmed at all. But investigators are keeping things tight-lipped right now because the investigation is so ongoing, and it's going to be a while before they get it definitively to determine where this case is going to go, even if it is a homicide.
You know, you bring up the timing here, and I kind of want to lean into that because they're saying that it could take months to determine what exactly happened here. You know, what else are they looking into? Obviously, talking with people who may have known her or may have seen her, but a year and a half has gone by, as you pointed out.
Exactly. So I used to be a homicide prosecutor where I used to actually approve whether homicide arrest should take place. The problem that you encounter here is that you don't have a crime scene. So we don't know where this actually took place. We don't have a timeline to put us in place as to where we should start looking. But best believe what investigators are looking. They're looking at the digital trail. They're looking at the internet, looking at the phones, looking at her debit cards, looking at what finances she may have had. But also that Tesla vehicle that she was found in, you got to think that the Tesla vehicle has a lot of electronics in it, in the sense that it does have a lot of recordings. So you'll be able to trace the path of that Tesla, and also when it was turned on, possibly who it was turned on by, who actually entered the vehicle. So you'll get a lot of information from that. But the very basic question for any criminal investigation, for any prosecution, is what was the cause of death? What was the manner of death, and where is that crime scene?
Absolutely. A lot of questions there. Bernardo, as always, we thank you for your expertise.
Okay, I have something else. I'm kind of bewildered with Rumble. I'm surprised. Yeah, if you guys on Rumble could follow me, please, I'd appreciate that. And if you could hit the like button over there. Thanks. Wow. I'm like, I don't know what's going on over there. All right, let me show you something else. But I did see I'm on the front page of Rumble. I even went to the app and I see it says like top picks. I'm like, what in the world? What happened today? Maybe because it's Saturday. Maybe people aren't on right now. I went to Rumble and I'm literally on the front page. Let me show you. Like, what? Featured. What the? Holy moly. That's cool. That's really cool. It's exciting. Okay, yeah, there's another thing I wanted to show you. Okay, here, I think this was a good post. So investigators say David's Tesla sat on Bluebird Avenue for nearly a month since August, with the remains inside. But before that, a neighbor says the Tesla had been moved around multiple times over the prior 3 months, meaning the car was being shuffled as far back as May 2025 before ending up on Bluebird Avenue, where it remained until being towed on September 5th. Her remains were discovered in the impound on September 8th. Okay, we know he was on tour. She was last seen alive on CCTV running away, confirmed March 2024, I guess. When was her last contact with family? Reportedly July 2024. When did she actually pass? The LA medical examiner currently lists September 8th, 2025 as her death date, but that almost certainly reflects the discovery date, not the true time of death. Okay. I wanted to check out one more thing too, a little bit of law and crime. They did an episode on this. There's like a lot of interest in the story. I've been seeing it for a while now, and I just haven't covered it. And I figured because it's been a little slow yesterday, a little slow today. Yeah, I started gathering some of the information on the story yesterday. And it's just crazy, wicked. This young girl to be found deceased like that, attached or associated to this person with probably millions of dollars, a lot of money, singer. And he's still allegedly moving this body, whoever it was, moving this car and body around, dismembering the body. And such like technologically advanced vehicle with cameras and GPS and track everything. That's wild.
Into the strange death of a teenage girl whose body was found in a car registered to singer David. It continues, and this comes as the musician just moved out of a property that was raided by police. The young girl's remains were returned to her family, and with still no suspect, no person of interest, we ask, what exactly is going on right now? Death has not been determined. The deputy medical examiner is requesting additional testing and or studies in order to make a determination. Due to the ongoing death investigation, the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner cannot disclose what testing and or studies were requested. Deferred cases can take a few months before a cause of death is determined. And what is so chilling is the lack of answers. There have been no arrests, as this investigation is reportedly being headed up by the Robbery Homicide Division with the Los Angeles Police Department. We know that her body was found in this Tesla after there were those at the yard who smelled a really bad, foul odor coming from the car after it was impounded. It was actually towed after it was abandoned for about 5 days in the Hollywood Hills. It was near a rental home where David was staying at. I mentioned there's no arrest, and by all accounts, David has not been listed as a suspect. He has not been arrested. He has not been formally accused of any wrongdoing. Reporting indicates he has been cooperative. In fact, no suspect or person of interest has been listed. He was on tour, by the way, across the country. He was about to go to Europe for some tour dates, but...
And that's crazy to be just, however long she's been dead, deceased. This dude's just going about his life like nothing. On tour, celebrating, making money, partying, maybe replacing his last girl.
That has been canceled after Celeste's body was found. And here's something significant too. It has been reported that David has moved out of that multi-million-dollar.
Right, so we covered all that.
To see if there's any blood evidence or blood or tissue that was in the drains there. So they did a scouring of this house looking for any evidence. Now, here on Sidebar, we talk a lot about emergencies, but you know what we don't talk about enough is how to prepare so you can face. And if we assume that is where she disappeared from, then that is about 70 to 75 miles away from where her remains were found in that car. She had been reported missing at least 3 times last year, with the New York Post reporting she was last reported missing by her family in April of 2024. She apparently ran away 2 other times per TMZ, and then she disappears. She was in the 7th grade. She was a child. But again, not clear what she was doing before her death or what exactly her connection was to David. See, that part's interesting. In terms of her connection to David, that's strange. See, you have this former teacher at apparently Celeste's former school, Lakeland Village School, who told TMZ that she had met David on social media and believed that she ran away to Hollywood to be with the singer, but that police found her and sent her back. He apparently corroborated that he knows her by showing tissue that was in with her, drains there. That she so they did a scouring and teaching her.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry.
But that police found her and sent her back.
So the police found her
at apparently Celeste's former school, Lakeland Village School, who told TMZ that she had met David on social media and believed that she ran away to Hollywood to be with the singer, but that police found her and sent her back. He apparently...
Did the police find her with the singer? Because I had something too that supposedly the brother had said that he reported it to police and they didn't say anything, that there wasn't enough proof or evidence. Where's that at? I had some clips somewhere unless I closed it out. Maybe this is it here. Supposedly a conversation with the brother of the missing girl. Dude, why does David follow you? All respect to your sister, and I hate how shitty people are being. Was it really him? Jesus, all love, man. Yes, it was him because he found my account out of nowhere and followed me. Did you and your family know your sister being with him? Like she was living with him? All this is so confusing and disgusting. I knew you went to the police about it, but lack of evidence, so it was waved off. BS. Now that there's 1,000 people backing you up, that won't happen again. But if they had listened, even then they didn't do anything. They haven't even done anything towards him. How long has she been gone? Dead? Said question mark. 2 weeks. damn, that's too soon. People have been saying like a month. The dude's a weirdo. His songs all have weird messages and imagery. Yeah, his songs, let me see. His music videos. This is music. Okay, I see his songs here. He has a lot of songs though. This is one more dance is some song that I saw from 7 months ago. Yesterday I saw this song. And he's over here in the song. I mean, I know, I guess this could be just considered artistic, you know, but now with the context of everything that's going on. One more dance. He's over here like dragging a body in the song. Blood all over his shirt, you know. But it's, I guess it's supposed to be him. But it's just kind of weird, you know, given everything. And then look, putting a body in the trunk. What the? You see this shit? So, I mean, I don't know the lyrics. I don't know what the song's purpose is, but that was one of the first videos I saw, and I just thought it was kind of interesting. Oh, I posted this on the wrong video. Oops. I meant to post it on my video. Let me see if there's any new comments. What if she was in on it so he gets famous? I don't think so. Can we talk about him dragging a body? Eyes wide shut. Self-report the video. He definitely did it. Look right at the right top. It says 2025. Okay. Thought that was a little interesting. So yeah, there's these supposed text messages, which I kind of took with a grain of salt, but the media has said they have spoken with the brother and, you know, that. So yeah. I think that was kind of it. But he did share like a bunch of Discord screenshots and stuff like that.
He corroborated that he knows her by showing a picture of himself with her and said that she had been missing since he had been teaching her, that she was frequently not in class but really didn't know much about her private life. Those online believe that David and Celeste may have had a romantic relationship of some kind, but again, nothing has been officially confirmed by authorities or either Celeste's family or the singer's camp. However, on yesterday's TMZ Live, Harvey Levin said, "We've spoken to people in the music business who've partied with David, hung out with David, and there seems to be a consensus that people believe that David and Celeste were boyfriend and girlfriend." TMZ's Charlie Neff commented that people in the industry believed Celeste was actually 19 years old, saying when the news came out that she was a 14-year-old child, they could not believe that because she also presented herself very maturely. They didn't really question it because of the places she was seen at. There have been reports that there is a leaked David song that potentially mentions Celeste, that there is a video of the two of them live streaming together months before she disappeared in 2024. And I will say people are looking into his past songs and performances for any clues. Like, for example, he brought a casket on stage during shows. And in his single Romantic Homicide from back in 2022, he said, "I killed you and I didn't even regret it." Now, in a GoFundMe that has been set up on behalf of the Rivas Hernandez family, it says, as many of you know, Celeste
Wait, that song
in 2022, he said, "I killed you."
Yeah, she would have been alive back then, though. But that song, Romantic Homicide in 2022, he said, "Yeah, Q didn't even regret it."
And
he's been like fantasizing about this murdering and killing for all this time.
Now, in a GoFundMe that has been set up on behalf of the Rivas Hernandez family, it says, as many of you know, Celeste Rivas Hernandez has been identified as the body found last week. She was a beloved daughter, sister, cousin, and friend. Her family is heartbroken and devastated by this tragic loss. Any funds you're able to donate are greatly appreciated. Okay, so let me bring on criminal defense attorney William Corman, who is with us here in studio. Good to see you. A lot of people excited for you to come in. Everybody wants to meet you. You're a big fan favorite. Are you surprised there is no arrest? Are you surprised that there has been no identified suspect, no identified person of interest by authorities? And what does it tell you that we're at that point?
I think it's very early.
It tells me that he has money. That's why they didn't say name nothing.
Really still. I think that this is a complicated case. I think that there's a lot of information that needs to be sussed out first by the investigators, by the crime scene analysts and the like. And I think it's simply too early for there to be an arrest. I think an arrest right now would be premature, and that would then be something that defense counsel would jump on. There wasn't enough information to arrest. There wasn't enough probable cause to arrest at the time that they did. But I think that everyone needs to be patient. I'm sure an arrest will be forthcoming.
Can you explain what the disadvantage would be for law enforcement and for prosecutors for essentially making that announcement before they're ready to take some sort of action? What would be the problem?
Sure. So in order for an arrest to take place, there needs to be probable cause for the arrest to happen. And I just don't think that they're there yet. If they arrest somebody too soon, then their lawyer can go into court and argue that there wasn't probable cause for arrest and try to get the case thrown out.
And to be clear, once again, I said it before, I'll say it again. David has not been identified as a suspect. He has not been implicated officially in any wrongdoing. If he has not been arrested, if he has not been identified as a suspect, is it possible right now that authorities and prosecutors are thinking he may not be connected to this? He may not be responsible for Celeste's death, or they might be looking at alternatives there, or they may be trying to see if he has a connection here. I mean, what should we be taking away from that?
I don't think we should take anything away yet. I think what we should take away is that this is a messy, messy crime scene with a lot of unknowns. And I don't think that if I were David, I wouldn't be resting easy by any stretch of the imagination. But if I were the public, I wouldn't be clamoring for them to hurry up and do something. I think these things take time.
What would you advise him if you were representing him right now?
Not to say anything and not to do anything.
What does that mean? Because right now he canceled the rest of his tours. He broke the lease, apparently, moved out of that rental property that was searched. Those are significant actions. That says something.
If I were his attorney, what I would advise him to do is lay low, do nothing, don't obstruct the investigation, but we're under no obligation to cooperate with it either, and just let your lawyers do what they need to do in order to get from point A to point B.
What do they need to do? Remember, I think it's interesting when we talk about a high-profile celebrity case and what might be happening with lawyers. We covered the Diddy case extensively. You covered it with us as well.
Okay, go forward a little bit.
Something about these remains are not clear-cut. They need to do additional testing, but why not even say what that testing is?
I don't think they want to show their cards yet. For example, and this is just a hypothetical, what if she was pregnant? What if the testing...
Somebody had said that earlier in the stream. What if she was pregnant? You know, because she ran away. She's underage. He's with this girl. Kind of under the radar. You know, even though there's some videos of them together, she's maybe backstage. But if she were to get pregnant, that would rain down upon his career, his livelihood. Maybe he'd get in trouble, charged. You know,
it has to do with DNA testing, and they're hoping that, or they try to find out who the father is of the unborn child. That testing takes some time, and that's certainly not something they want to show their hand on right away. Drug testing, things along those lines. Forensic testing does take time.
When do you think we can get an update there?
I don't know. I think that's a tough question to answer. It's something everybody wants, but again, I don't think they're in any rush. If it's David, everyone knows who he is and where he is.
In this situation, and let's say it's David. I don't know. It's just theorizing. If it's David that killed her or involved, which it seems like it, where there's smoke, there's fire. It kind of seems like it. You think he's the only one that knew, or did somebody around him, his manager or somebody, know or participate or help him out?
I don't think there's a concern that he's going to abscond. I think they're going to take their time because they want to get it right.
And why isn't there a concern that he could abscond? He has so much money. I mean, I'm sure they're monitoring him. Maybe they're not going to let him fly out, but why wouldn't he be able to abscond? I would think that's a threat. That's a serious possibility.
Is it unusual to you that we don't have a cause of death right now that's been released, or is that standard practice?
I think in a case like this, where it isn't something that's blatantly obvious, it's relatively standard practice. Again, they're not going to show all their cards in the beginning.
Do you think there's going to be trouble determining time of death, which can be very important for prosecutors as well?
I think that time of death is going to be tricky in this particular situation, especially because, as far as we know, the body seems to have been there for a significant period of time. I think cause of death is something that's going to be easier to figure out than time of death.
If he was on tour when this body was found, does that hurt the prosecution's case?
When it was found, or when it was killed?
Right, when the person was killed, right? That's a good point. I mean, when the body was found and he was on tour, leaving a body in a car in a public area that's going to be towed. I've talked about this before. It's a couple of things. One, right, it could be framing. It could be just sloppy, or there was a plan to do something else, but the car got towed before you could do something. Am I crazy to think about these alternatives?
Or panicking. Or a third party was involved to get rid of the car, and they panicked, or they got rid of it at their first opportunity. I think that there will be more information forthcoming without a doubt. A cause of death will be forthcoming. I think we just need to wait and see what that testing is.
Do you think it was wise for him to move out of the property? Do you think he consulted with his lawyers before doing that?
I think that it probably made sense for him to move out of the property for a few reasons. If they were going to execute search warrants on the property, I wouldn't want my client there at the time if my client has the ability to vacate the property. The last thing he needs is for the media to be following cameras through, like in Diddy, and have people there while search warrants being executed.
What do you think is going on with the materials that were reportedly obtained from the home? There's been reporting about computers and electronics.
Okay, so yeah, I guess that's the gist of that. Let's see, murky. What is this stuff about Tale of Two Celeste? Is there more than one involved with him? I'm late if you talked about it. I haven't talked about it. I have heard about it, and I don't know anything about it. I have to try to look it up. I mean, the only thing I see here, the phrase coming up in social media and tabloids, one recent article claims a deleted Reddit post alleged that David had relationships with two different girls named Celeste. One was supposedly older, nicknamed CC, and one younger, the one found dead. The post reportedly said older Celeste was known to the inner circle, while the younger one was allegedly isolated, allegedly underage, allegedly discouraged from getting tattoos because of questions of her age would arise. The article also notes that many netizens are skeptical, pointing out inconsistencies in the images used and that the claims may be misinterpretations of combining two people, misidentifying someone. I mean, I don't know. There is only one missing girl, but some people have said that, oh, maybe there's another Celeste. Some reports say Celeste had multiple fake IDs, possibly making her appear older, 19 in some of the circles. I don't know. So I'd have to look into that. I don't know too much about it. I've heard like rumblings about that, but I haven't seen any official news or coverage of that. Yeah. But all right, I guess that's it. I just wanted to touch on this story because it was kind of weird, strange, mysterious. I've seen a lot of people talking about it. And it's going to be interesting if this guy is charged and found accountable, and who else could be accountable for this, and what was up with her family. One other quick thing. Hold on. I saw Elon Musk. Off topic. I don't know if you saw yesterday, they said Elon Musk supposedly is in the Epstein files. What? Shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. They've been posting this stuff since yesterday. Multiple media stations. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me on his island and I refused. Yet they named me even before Prince Andrew, who did visit. I think this is interesting because he's the one that came out and said, oh, Trump's on the list. Trump's on the list. And so it started this whole snowball effect. And it looks like maybe the chickens have come home to roost. It's kind of interesting how now this is turned on him. What's up, man? Were you deflecting? What's up with all these people, these millionaire, billionaire people, trillionaire? What the? I don't know. Something to keep an eye out for. Elon Musk's name appeared in the files with a reference made to the world's richest guy potentially visiting the island. Oh, Lord. They show Musk as a potential visitor. So it didn't say he visited. I guess it says potential. His name appears on what appears to be Epstein's daily schedule, with the entry reading, reminder, Elon Musk to island December 6th. Is this still happening? So Musk is saying it never happened. Musk issued a broad denial late Friday as he responded to another post account. This is false without elaborating. In June, he claimed Trump was on the thing. So now the tables have turned a little bit. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. Kind of big news. He's pissed. He's pissed. But, all right, guys. I guess I'm going to jump off for now. You guys have a happy Saturday. I will be around. I'm going to be a little busy in a bit. I guess, well, not a couple hours. I'm going to have some people over, but I will be around. So if something pops off, something breaking news, something whatever, I'll push everybody out to the other room and I'll stream. Something breaking happens, all right? But thank you guys. Peace. Hit like and subscribe. And shout out to Rumble. Shout out to Rumble. This was an interesting stream. All right. Bye. Bloop, bloop. Karma, maybe. Karma.